here we have a finite problem, and it says Bernoulli trial experiment consists of 5 trials with a probability of 4/5 of success in each trial. That's supposed to say trial there. Let's see if we can't fix that. That looks a little better. What is the probability of at least 3 successes given at least 2 failures? Okay, so it is a Bernoulli. They're telling us that. We don't have to wonder about that. So n most certainly equals 5. We know the probability of success is 4/5. So we could infer that the probability of failure would be 1/5. Okay. So far, so good, but here's the problem. What is the probability of at least 3 successes given at least 3 failures out of 5? So, sheesh, how are you going to do that? At least 3 successes given at least 2 failures. So 3 successes, that's not coming up too clear. 3 successes and 2 failures out of 5. Well, that adds up to 5. So that makes sense. We have at least 3 successes given at least. So we can't do 4 successes because we are guaranteed it's at least 2 failures. So I think we only need to do 3 wins, 2 losses for the numerator. For the denominator, though, it's at least 2 failures, right? So you definitely have 3, 2 for that. But what else do you have? Well, you could have 3 failures. So then you have 2, 3. You could have 4 failures. Or you could have all fails, right? So at least 2 would be 2, 3, 4, 5 failures. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 Bernoulli trials we're going to have to do. And I don't want to do that. So is there another way we could find this? What is the complement to these scenarios? The complement to these scenarios would be 1 fail or 0 fails. So 0 fails would be 5 wins, 0 losses, or 4 wins and only 1 loss. So this is the complement. So even though this is still going to be a difficult problem, I think this would be an easier way to go to find the complement. How do you find that? Well, if we took 1 minus these 2 scenarios, that should get us what we want. Okay, so that means our denominator, the probability of at least 2 failures, is going to be 1 minus 0 fails, 5, choose 0, 4/5 to the 0, 1/5 to the, I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's wrong. This will be right. Choose 5, and this should have been 4/5 to the 5th, 1/5 to the 0th. There you go. That's better. That's 1, that's 1, so we're just left with this. And then we also need to subtract this away. 5, choose 4, 4/5 to the 4th, 1/5 to the 1st. Okay, so that's the denominator, as ugly as it is. What's the numerator? 3 wins, 2 losses. Okay, so I think the probability of at least 3 successes given 2 failures would be 5, choose 3, 4/5 to the 3rd, 1/5 to the 2nd. And that's going to be over 1 minus 5, choose 5, 4/5 to the 5th, 1/5 to the 0th, minus 5 choose 4, 4/5 to the 4th, 1/5 to the 1st. All right, that's ugly, but that's what I think it is. Okay. So everything else is going to be how we calculate this, right? But that's, I think, how we have to build it. We have to build it in that way. As ugly as it may be, that would be the way to go. So how can we calculate it? Well, step by step, you know how it is. We got to do it step by step. So 5 choose 3. 5 choose 3 is 5 times 4 divided by 2, which is 10. And then we have 4/5 to the 3rd, 1/5 to the 2nd. This goes to 1, this goes to 1, so we don't actually need them. 1 minus 4/5 to the 5th minus, and 5 choose 4 is just 5. 4/5 to the 4th, 1/5 to the 1st. All right, it's still really ugly, that's for sure. But believe it or not, I think we're getting a little bit closer. We're going to have to do a lot of arithmetic to solve this, though. Okay, if it's okay with you, I'm going to use a calculator to do some of this work for me. And I don't think my calculator will mind, and I do appreciate its optimistic view here. So let's just get a couple numbers going. 5 to the 5th is 3125. So I think this is 10 times 64 over 3125. Yep. 1 minus, what was 4 to the 5th? 1024. Over 3125 minus 5 times 4 to the 4th, 256, divided by 3125. Okay, so let's find that. So let's just be absolutely positive. 5 to the 5th is 3125 minus 1024 minus 5 times 256 is 821. Over 3125. And then that's 640 over 3125. Okay, guess what's going to happen with that denominator? It's going to reduce, and that's nice. We have one less number we have to think about. So now we have 640 divided by 821. And from here, we need to start making decisions of what they might have in common. 8 and 2. And this would be 11, so I don't think it's divisible by 3. This could be the answer, unless that's divisible by something. So I think this is the answer, as ugly as it is. But the answer, believe it or not, in my opinion, is less important than being able to set it up. Setting it up is everything. So you certainly can't get to the answer unless you can set this up. But this is what I think the answer would be. Okay. So I hope it helps. Really, this was everything I'm concerned about. Can you set this up? If you can set this up, you can have either the calculator help you, or you can just take your time to work out the arithmetic. But setting it up really is 90% of the problem.